What's going on in California?
Fox News Alert, the Transportation Department says the state of California broke the law by giving a commercial driver's license to a migrant accused of causing a freeway crash, killing 3 people.
Do you know the amount of training you have to go through in order to drive a tractor trailer? You have to pass just to get the permit. It's very intensive. And then you have to take training. You have to actually go on the road. It's not like driving a car. It's very difficult. And then normally you have to ride. You have to have somebody train you on the road for a certain amount of hours, months at a time before you can really get comfortable. Because you're going to get in a certain situation you're going to have to know how to get out of on your own. And they were just handing out CDLs like candy. Just imagine if I was in China driving a regular vehicle and I don't understand the sign and says do not enter or speak Mandarin. It would be a hazard for other people for me to drive a vehicle in a country where I do not understand the language or how to read and write. California is its own country.
A new report claims California upgraded the driver's license 6 days before the accident, ignoring a federal order to comply with new restrictions banning illegal aliens from operating big rig trucks. Let's bring in Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Mr. Secretary, thanks for taking the time with us this afternoon. It's good to see you. You contend that this person, Jashanpreet Singh, should have never been behind the wheel of this truck.
That's right. So we did a nationwide audit, John, that showed that a lot of the states were issuing foreigners commercial driver's licenses, and they're doing it illegally. So at the end of September, we said no more, stop all foreigners from getting driver's licenses. It's called a non-domiciled CDL. Every state said they're complying, including California, John.
Non-domicile CDL? A non-domicile CDL. I want to know what that is. Never heard of it. Okay, so in the meantime,
Gavin Newsom said, I'm going to comply with the rule. But we saw with this crash, which you just showed, was the fact that Gavin Newsom didn't comply because he allowed a week ago this driver's license to be upgraded to a non-restricted driver's license. Had Gavin followed our rules per DOT, this guy would have never been on the road. 3 more people would be alive. So we're doing this because we're...
Wow. That is crazy. So, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, FMCSA, says a non-domicile CDL or non-domicile CLP, commercial learner's permit, is one issued by a state to someone who's not domiciled in that state or who resides in a foreign country under certain federal rules. So basically, giving CDL to it's a loophole to give CDL to illegal migrants who cannot drive. Okay, I get it. Yep, can't make this stuff up.
Seen a lot of foreigners, those who can't speak English, on our roadways, and it's harming the American citizens who want to be safe as they're bringing their kids to school, they're going out for groceries, or they're going to work. And so what we've done to start, we pulled $40 million, John, from California.
That's crazy.
On one issue. But they're at the cusp of losing another $160 million. I don't want to take their money, but we will hold their money back if they don't comply with these really important rules. So Gavin Newsom has to get on board, stop lying, and follow DOT rules.
Yet here is the governor's response to all of this. He said, quote, "This is tragic, and as with every tragedy over the last 10 months, Secretary Noem has ordered Secretary Duffy to look for every opportunity."
Gavin Newsom, I think he might be an alien. He looks. I think we're being invaded. Yeah, this can't be real. Can't be human. No.
To manipulate the facts to score cheap political points. But the facts remain. The state does not determine commercial driver's license eligibility. The federal government approved and renewed this individual's federal employment authorization multiple times, which allowed him to obtain a commercial driver's license in accordance with federal law. He's passing the buck back to you. What do you say?
Yeah, so it's nice to see Gavin tap dance in a tweet. Good for him. But the truth is, we do set the guidelines by which licenses can be issued. We sent that guidance out. Gavin Newsom said, I'm not going to follow it. I'm going to allow this foreigner to get an upgraded license that was Gavin Newsom's choice. The states issue commercial driver's licenses. We give the guidance, they issue them. I gave the guidance, Gavin Newsom didn't follow it, and 3 people are now dead because he refused to follow the rules that come from DOT. So again, nice effort to try to pass the buck. But again, this is really simple stuff. Keep your citizens safe. Keep foreigners off the roads, especially those who aren't trained. Stop giving licenses illegally to people who are not in the country lawfully. Very simple stuff, John.
Right. We should also point out, too, that the employment authorization was given to Singh under the Biden administration as well. There's another tragic crash, this one in Florida that we covered as well. Harjinder Singh is the one allegedly behind the wheel here. We have discovered the following, and this is pretty shocking. Singh failed his CDL knowledge exam in Washington state 10 times over the course of 2 months, failed his air brakes knowledge exam 2 times, but Washington still issued his first CDL and California issued him another CDL.
He failed his CDO knowledge exam in Washington 10 times in 2 months. 10 times? If you fail 10 times, just call it quits. There should be you should not be allowed to take it ever again, maybe for the next 2 years. Then he failed air brakes. How would I know? I got a CDO. Only in California.
People at home might think, how in the world does that happen?
Yeah, so I think this was some great reporting from Bill Malusian. I don't know that the exact numbers are right, but he is right to say that multiple failures and still.
Yeah. You see that crazy turn he did? And I didn't know he had a buddy in the vehicle as well, in the tractor trailer. And I think in this accident, I believe 3 people died. And this one was in Florida.
This driver got his license before killing 3 people in Florida. And the truth is, I think we have a lot of fraud and abuse in the commercial driver license issuing space. Companies that are here testing drivers. Again, the driver that we're mentioning in Florida, he didn't speak English. 3 or 4 road signs he couldn't read, and a clear violation of the rule. So the question becomes, if you can't understand English, you can't understand road signs, how in the heck can you ever pass a test to be issued a commercial driver's license? You can't do it but for fraud. And so that is another investigation that we have undertaken to find out who are the good companies, who are the fraudulent bad companies, and we have to root them out. Again, you should expect to be safe when you're on the road. And by the way, John, it's these very foreign drivers with these kind of licenses that don't just drive the big rig or the tanker. They're also driving school buses, getting...
I don't know if have you ever been in some of these countries and seen the way they drive on the road? It is crazy.
Getting behind the wheel, taking kids to and from school, and there's no certainty that they actually have the skills to drive those vehicles. They understand the English language to stay safe when they're on the roadways. So a whole bunch of issues at play.
English.
And again, this comes
I
with the
speak
backdrop
English.
of Joe Biden and Democrats letting 10 to 15 million illegals in the country.
You don't need to learn English.
They're bending over themselves to allow them to get commercial driver's licenses. And again, Trump administration, Donald Trump has said, we put America first. We're going to stop this charade. No more licenses until we can figure out how many problems we have in the system. And so Gavin didn't follow it. We put the rule out, and now we're going to take his money. We have other steps after money that we can take with California, but I want them to comply, John.
Another big issue I'd like to take up with you briefly, Mr. Secretary, and that is the looming massive travel season and what's going to happen at airports.
Yeah, so California is a different place. Hope they crack down on giving illegal immigrants CDL. It's very dangerous.